Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let's go. I wake up.
Welcome back, traders. Today we're gonna be getting into stock ticker NIO, baby, NIO ticker symbol, as well as IWM, and talking about the broader market of what could be happening here on the chart. Excuse me. As you have a golden cross on the daily with both indicators sloping up, this shows monumental strength from NIO stock. Although you saw a spinning bearish top candle today, that is not the end, right? Typically, when you see these pullbacks or consolidation periods, you'll see a lower volume. And whenever you see these topping candles, right? Candles like this, you see a higher volume than the previous. In my opinion, it's much more likely for you to flag out here before consolidating and finding a gap fill and a higher high, in my opinion. So make sure, guys, slap the subscribe button, hit the like button, because it helps the algorithm find me. And it would mean a lot, genuinely, if we helped the channel get to 2,000 subscribers. So you know what to do. Let's get straight into it. All right, IWM. And then we'll talk about NIO, right? IWM saw a horrendous candle today as you saw NIO actually outperform the broader market. You saw a shooting star candle here and a gap fill left currently sitting at 248.92. You saw a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful candle yesterday. See, woof, this Pellegrino is getting to me. Sorry. Stay hydrated. You saw a beautiful candle seeing a rally up 4% on yesterday's price action, getting back above the 200-day EMA. That is the most significant thing that you've done on this stock since you bounced off of it, right? And when you failed to hold and you closed below, it made worry and a reason to be concerned. But on the weekly time frame, right, look at the weekly freaking candle in IWM. I don't care what happened today, right? Look at that weekly close. As we know, we have a short week. You couldn't ask for a better close. Besides for the rejection of the 9-day EMA, you saw a beautiful wick off the 50-day EMA, just like you got here, just like you got here, just like you got here, right? And you watching where this thing is likely to bounce. I think a bounce here is very, very likely as you look to test the current downsloping resistance, whatever channel-like structure you're making. I haven't actually charted this out. So maybe we are breaking back into this, closing above, or, right, maybe this is some kind of wedge, falling broadening wedge, right? Depending on what it is, would be the outcome. But regardless, right, the strength you've seen here is beautiful. And when you go to the monthly candle, I want to emphasize this because this is very, very important, right? I like to analyze based off of historical pattern analysis as well as momentum indicators, but the volume on IWM is nasty, guys. Nasty, nasty, nasty. You've seen more capitulation volume right now in the markets last month, which is why I believe a bottom may be in, than you saw during the tariff scare, right? More volume then. We'll just draw a horizontal channel. Whoop. There we go. You had more volume than the 2022 bottom, right? And the 2022 flush. You saw more volume. Let's just delete this. Sorry. More volume than the 2020, guys. More than the COVID crash. And so when you put that into perspective, right, the amount of fear and greed going on in the markets, let's pull it up. fearandgreedmeter.com. You see the stock market currently sitting at 16 extreme fear, and the crypto market's currently sitting at 8. Gosh, that's so nasty. And then you think about, right, where is the trajectory of our play? I think it's up. I think it's up for a lot of reasons, but this is a very, very important one, right? You look at the capitulation. Oftentimes, it is when selling volume is at the highest during these lows that you see a recovery. And what I said in my last video, I meant that oftentimes when you see this thing drop, just as fast as you drop, you recover, right? This was 61 days from the bottom, top to bottom, and then bottom to top. we'll just say here, 123 days, right? So just as fast as you knife down, you can V-line. The story here is pretty much perfectly symmetrical, right? And then I expect something similar because what you are telling on the story here, on the story of the charts, if I go to the weekly, delete that, zoom in. You're telling a pretty beautiful, beautiful story of this cup handle retest, right? And from this retest, I expect this thing to go back to all-time highs as you have multiple gap fills currently sitting above you on IWM, with the most important one sitting at the all-time high of 269.42. I do anticipate you will fill that after you fill this gap to the downside, which should come relatively soon, right? You draw this channel up and you realize that you've actually started to see a breakout. If you can fill this gap and then go back up. If not, it's likely you continue to kind of consolidate until you find your bottom and then make your markup. But regardless of what happens, trader, I am so bullish on this chart. I tweeted about it. I posted about it. Neo stock traders is one of the best looking stocks in the freaking market. And I'm not just saying that because that's what you want to hear. I'm saying that because I believe it. And when you look at the beautiful retest of this golden cross, guys, you could not paint a better, more bullish picture than this retest and the launch off of it. And not only did you get the launch, guys, you got a nice increasing volume candlestick on green volume, a green daily MACD cross, and the breakout, right? Because we had this descending channel. You broke back out of it, failed to hold, tested the golden cross, and now you are freaking looking north. And this is where it gets really exciting, genuinely from the Neo stock perspective, because you have multiple gaps to the upside and you have multiple indicators telling me that you're going to go higher. The first thing you have is the gap sitting at 659 that we will mark with a horizontal trend line. 659. And then above that, you have 711. No, we're not going to mark 711 because you have a very, very important trend line that I want to emphasize, which is 771. And if you guys are new, we talk about 771 quite often on this channel because on the weekly time frame for Neo stock, this is the level. Right. This is the key that will unlock further price action for this stock. And when I say that, I mean because you look at the macro picture, right? 771 is this nasty retracement level that you had back in October of 2024. It was also the level you failed to get a weekly close above on October of 2025, right? So perfectly symmetrical, a year apart. Now, what you've seen is you saw a rejection of this level the first time, and that made your cut. You saw, or your shoulder, right? You saw a rounding accumulation pattern, and then now you've made your rejection for another shoulder, guys. What does that spell, right? I asked Grok just the other day, what is this pattern? You know what Grok told me? Grok told me this was an inverted head and shoulders. And the profit target from said inverted head and shoulders is you take the neckline. That is the bottom to the top. Make it drop, right? Pun intended. Just can delete that for now. And theoretically, right, you see a break of that neckline and a break of the weekly 200-day EMA, and things get exciting. Things get crazy and begin to get a little out of hand, right? You could see this thing run very quickly if you see volume step in and take you back up to the $16 to $20 territory. Now, that is if, traders, you can close above 771 on the weekly. Very, very important. Now, you did some key things on Wednesday, I believe it was. No, you did some key things on Tuesday that got me excited, and I wanted to talk about it right now, was you saw the ultimate test of 560. I say that because that is what led to this move, right? You were trading in pre-market. This was a test of 560, a test of 560, a third test of 560, and what you created was this bullish triangle formation with a very clear uptrend, right? And the three tests of 560 gave you this beautiful hourly candle up 6%, leading to this upside price action. Now, closing above 560 this week is huge. But what's even bigger than that on the weekly time frame is closing above $6. I believe this is your highest candle close, traders, on the weekly time frame for Neo Stock, which is a technical landmark, right? When you look at the previous 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. That is your highest close in 21 weeks. Highest close since November 7th of 2025, guys. And it, in my opinion, looks like it wants to go higher because when you take this flag formation, let's go to the daily, right? We're just going to play this out. Delete all the other noise. You take this flag formation, you bounce off the golden cross. Theoretically, you would take this full extension move, right? And that full extension move takes you right around $7.98. If you're able to achieve that, or about $8, and close above it on the weekly time frame, traders, you will have successfully filled the two gaps north of you, as well as close above 771 for the first time. Guys, close above 771 for the first time since January of 2024. I don't have to tell you the significant importance of doing so on the charts. It's huge, right? That should be the only level that occurs to you right now. Beyond that, traders, when we're talking the macro on the stock, it looks beautiful, right? You go to the monthly time frame and you're seeing the first big green engulfing candle on the monthly. The monthly last month was up 24%, engulfing the last 1, 2, 3 trading months, and also engulfing the last 1, 2, 3, 4 trading months on volume alone. So when you talk about a textbook breakout, right, you look at how many times 560 has been tested and either closed beneath or wicked off of, right? So the significance of closing above that has always led to these rapid moves to 771 every single time. So that's exactly where I expect price to go, in my opinion. Unless you see some kind of retest here on the monthly, I do expect this thing to go up to 771. On the quarterly time frame on Neo Stock, you have a beautiful thing, right? You have your quarterly MACD about to cross green for the first time since 2020. And in doing so, right, you kind of release the bull gates on this stock. You allow for the fundamentals to be priced in. And when you look at the chart, right, you're profitable down here. I don't believe you were profitable anywhere along this chart, but now you are, right? And now you're looking to have the technicals on your side. You're going to have them on your side for the first time since 2020. I expect a nasty, nasty move, at least up to 16. In my opinion, not financial advice. I just like to draw lines. I think that's it, traders. I think that's it on Neo Stock. We'll do one last little look around. Yeah, I guess that's it, traders. God bless each and every single one of your families. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe on the way out. I appreciate all of you. And remember, guys, God bless, and the best is yet to come. Let's go. Woo!